Let me ask you something. When's the last time you actually knew, really knew, exactly where every dollar of your money went this month? Not a rough idea, not a feeling, the actual number, the full picture. If you're like most people, and like I was not that long ago, the honest answer is probably never, or at least not recently. And not because you're irresponsible, not because you don't care, but because somewhere along the way, it became really easy to not know. Almost suspiciously easy. Think about it. Your bills auto-pay. Your subscriptions auto-renew. Your spending happens with a tap or a click. No cash leaving your hand. No moment where it feels real. The whole system is designed to make money move without you ever having to think about it. And here's the thing about systems designed to make you not think. They're not designed that way by accident. I know that feeling. That low-grade anxiety of checking your bank account and seeing a number that doesn't make sense. You weren't extravagant this month. You were careful. You were trying. And somehow, again, there's less there than there should be. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a voice starts whispering, maybe I'm just bad at this. Maybe this is just how it is for people like me. But what if that voice is wrong? What if the money didn't disappear because of you, but because of things you were never shown how to see? I didn't grow up learning about money. Nobody sat me down and explained how any of this worked. And for a long time, I assumed that was just an oversight. That the people who designed schools and systems just forgot to include it. I don't believe that anymore. Because here's what I started noticing once I finally decided to look. Really look. At everything. The subscriptions hit me first. And honestly, this one still gets me. I'd signed up for things over the years. A streaming service here, a free trial there, an app that promised to change everything and then mostly just charged me monthly. And I knew, on some level, that I should probably cancel some of them. I'd make a mental note. Tell myself I'd handle it this weekend. And then life would happen. Something would pull my attention away. The moment would pass, and I'd forget. Not because I was lazy, because the window closed and I moved on, and it just slipped until the charge hit again. And what made me angry, really angry, wasn't even the money itself. It was how hard some of these companies made it to cancel. The buried settings, the multiple confirmation screens, the "Are you sure?" and then "Are you really sure?" And then somehow the cancellation page requires 3 more steps than signing up ever did. I'd start the process, hit a wall, tell myself I'd figure it out later. And later never came. Another month gone. Another charge I didn't choose. Another drain I couldn't see clearly enough to stop. And I started wondering, is this hard to cancel by accident? Or is this exactly the point? Because the more I looked, the more a pattern started emerging. The things that were costing me money, quietly, consistently, month after month, were almost always the things that were hardest to see, hardest to track, hardest to cancel, hardest to even remember I was paying for. That started feeling less like coincidence and more like design, just like nobody teaching me about money in school stopped feeling like an oversight and started feeling like a choice. Keep people confused, keep them in the dark, keep them feeling like this stuff is just too complicated for someone like them. And if that just hit you the way it hit me, if you've ever felt that quiet anger at a system that was never really designed to help you see clearly, hit that like button right now, because you're not alone in this. And Mo is just getting started. So, I did something I'd been putting off for way too long. I decided to actually see it. All of it. Every subscription, every recurring charge, every dollar going out every month. In one place, clearly, without hiding from it. And I want to be honest with you about where I was mentally when I started. I wasn't optimistic. I wasn't excited. I was tired and a little angry. And honestly, just done with the alternative, which was continuing to feel like money was something that happened to me instead of something I was in control of. So I did the same thing that started shifting everything back when I first started paying attention to my money. I just widened it. Instead of tracking what came in and went out every day, I pulled up 3 months of bank and card statements, actual line items, actual dates, and I made one simple list. Every recurring charge, every subscription, everything that hit my account on autopilot without me making a decision about it that month. Not to judge it, just to see it. And some of what I saw made me wince. A subscription I hadn't used in 4 months. A recurring charge I genuinely didn't remember signing up for. Small amounts individually, but together? Together they were telling a story I hadn't been willing to read. But here's the thing. Seeing it didn't make me feel worse. It made me feel like I was finally in the room. Like I was finally a participant in my own financial life instead of just watching it happen from a distance. That feeling of actually seeing clearly for the first time is worth more than I can explain. And look, I'm not going to pretend this way is fast. Digging through 3 months of statements by hand is tedious. It takes a Saturday afternoon and a highlighter and some patience. Actually, I put something together to make this easier. A little guide that walks you through it step by step, so you're not starting from a blank page like I was. It's free. It's in the description. You don't need anything fancy to start. Just the guide, 20 minutes, and a willingness to actually look. Because you can't fix what you can't see. And you've been in the dark long enough. And look, if nobody ever taught you this stuff, that's exactly why this channel exists. Hit subscribe, because Mo figured it out, and now it's your turn. But here's what I realized once I could finally see everything clearly. Seeing it was only the first step, because what I found when I actually looked, some of it made me realize the problem went even deeper than I thought. The money wasn't just disappearing into subscriptions and hidden charges. It was disappearing into something I had been completely blind to my entire life. And it has a name. We're getting into that next. Stick around, because where Mo goes next, you're not going to want to miss it.